4, 3, 2, 1. Let's go. Good. Oop, wrong one. Oop, another wrong one. There we go. Third time's a charm. Holy shit. All right. Yep. Well, it's been a while. Alrighty. Hey, missed you too, Star Spangled. Yeah, I really couldn't swing, just like juggling last week. Last week was just too busy. So, I decided to take it off because that creator program is bullshit. I hope they make it better because, you know, it would be nice to have a real incentive to jump on 30 hours a month. But when that incentive was gone, and I did tell you guys that was my thought process. So for those of you guys that don't know what I'm talking about, we try to do the Rumble Creator Program, and there are requirements. You have to do a certain amount of premium hours, you have to do a certain amount of hours, you have to do these raids, etc., etc., etc. And they are kind of vague in how they pay, like in telling you how they pay. They're like, yeah, it's cost per blah blah blah, and so I did an assessment of, you know, what Rumble brings in, which is fucking nothing. You know, it's very, very minimal. The only money I get from online is pretty much from X, and it's still not that much. So did the comparison, but without the Rumble Creator Program when we were meeting the requirements to doing the Rumble Creator Program, and there's really no difference. It's unfortunate. I think Rumble should pay their creators more. I think that Elon Musk, as much shit as I give him for some of the things that I don't like about his platform X and how it's a little hypocritical, I will say that he does at least pay his creators. You know, I got I got like 90,000 followers there, and I think I average like a few $100 a week. Instagram, I got 130,000 followers. I don't get shit. I honestly don't. And I don't, everything I do is organic. I know the haters will be like, yeah, bullshit. No, it really is. Like, I don't care if you believe me. I've made this argument before. I would not be hustling so hard doing a back-breaking job like remodeling homes if the internet was fucking paying me. It wouldn't make sense to me. But yeah, Instagram doesn't pay dick. It's so weird. And Rumble, I don't get enough views, so I can't complain. Rumble is for fun. I actually like doing the podcast. I enjoy this. This is something that I enjoy doing. I get to sit here, go over the news. I'm learning as you're learning. We're literally going over the news. That's something I enjoy. X, I am enjoying less and less because, holy shit, the internet's retarded. Instagram, I enjoy it, but it's hard. I'm not trying to sound like a fucking diva, but it's not hard to make videos when you don't have a job. That's not hard. All right. Anyone that's like, oh my God, I tweet and I make videos. It's so difficult. No, it isn't. No, it isn't. That's not even a little bit difficult. However, like for instance, like over the week, Saturday, a lot of people have off. I woke up, I ran out, I got a bunch of shit done. I actually went and did some work. I helped my friend move, and I had to process like 30 pounds of fucking meat. I did not have like 5 minutes to do a video. And that's when it gets hard. It's hard when you actually are a productive person. And anyway, enough about this shit. Speaking of, actually though, I do have to cut this episode a little short today. Let's do like 45 minutes because I have a new guy coming to meet me at the job. I'm working this job is in a gated community, and it's a long story, but the person at the gate's a cunt, and they won't let him in unless I'm there to escort him in. I don't get that. I'm like, I can tell you his name, and they're like, no, you better show up, and he'll follow you in. I'm like, okay. I will get off of this, but security guards, they're the worst people because you give them a little bit of power and they think they're a fucking cop. It's the weirdest fucking psychological phenomenon. It's like every type of security guard's like the biggest cunt because they have some power. They're losers with power. They're like groypers, right? Like I know groypers don't have a lot of power. They do. Like they have a lot of power. They can dox you. They can cancel you. It's like this. That's where that mentality comes from. If you're a fucking loser, and you have power, like I'm not talking about somebody like me who used to be a loser, right? I used to be homeless, and then I got money and a responsibility, and now I run my own company. I have earned every bit of it. I'm talking about if you're still a loser, like if you're a fucking loser and you have any type of power at all, like any type of control over other people, which is what like the internet has. It's control culture, cancel culture, control culture, right? It's like I can get you fired, I can dox you. It's literally fucking, that's what it is. You're the worst person because you're like, my life still sucks, but I can fuck up yours. I can ruin your day. Mine's already ruined. Let's come down together. Anyway, let's move on. All right, so Tuesdays are just the news. If you've never seen the show before, what we do is we go on the internet for just the news. We type in the word news and we break it down. The daily breakdown, just the news. On Mondays, if we do a show, we'll do Cyber Mondays. Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, we will jump into X. Sometimes we jump into X on just the news as well, but just to verify the news. Essentially, we're just trying not to jump into drama, and we're not trying to steer the narrative. We are typing in the word news. The internet is giving me stories. We break them down. That's kind of how I think it should be done. Not gonna lie. I think that people should cover the news instead of the Jews. But people love the Jews. They love to hate them. They love to love them. Anyway, doesn't look like a lot of Jew shit in here. Let's go. Trump's Greenland push escalates as GOP lawmakers moves to make it America's 51st state. I don't know if Greenland's going to be a state or if it's going to be like Puerto Rico. But the more I research this, the more I understand it, right? Like if you jump in, the people with biases on pro-Trump and anti-Trump are just going to scream like the world's on fire, or they're going to cheerlead for the things that he does based off of headlines, right? FYI, Roadrunner, I did see that comment that Trump made about anti-Semites. So look, this is the deal. When I heard about the Greenland thing, I definitely trolled a little bit, and I did the whole like, yeah, let's buy Greenland. It wasn't cheerleading. It was just more like, using the current news cycle to crack jokes. But I didn't care too much if we got Greenland. It's just like I didn't care too much if we renamed it Gulf of America. Although I do understand that as well a little bit more now. It's pretty much surrounding the Americas. No idea why it would be called Gulf of Mexico. Mexico is just one, and we have South America, North America. Most of it's around North America. Sorry, ADD. But you get it, right? I understand what Trump is doing with the Greenland thing now, because it is not only a strategic military need for us to have it, right? From Russia and China perspective, from a defense perspective. It's also, there are minerals there. And it's also just good to place, a stamp on the region that we have. We have power and we have control and we have land. So those three things I think make it a really pragmatic purchase, hopefully. If it's not a purchase, it's kind of like, what are you going to do about it? I don't think we should go down that road. But also, what are you going to do about it? Like, come on. Important to remember, there are 57,000 people that live in Greenland. That's not a lot. So it's not like we're going to be doing anything like, taking over somebody's land. Those people weren't even born there. I don't think there's a lot of natives of Greenland. It's all ice. Greenland's all ice and Iceland's all green. Explain that shit to me. But let's break down the news because we're really only covering pretty much 2 stories in depth, and then we'll go headlines for the rest. And if my mouse dies, I have a backup plugged in. My mouse is on 1%. All right. House Republican is pushing for Greenland to become the country's 51st state as President Donald Trump publicly pushes for Danish territory to come under U.S. rule. Randy Fine, not a huge fan of this guy. I know he's pro-Jew. He's also kind of a clown. I have a problem with clowns. I have a problem with grandstanders. I don't like Randy Fine for the same reasons I don't like Thomas Massie. Not the same policy reasons, the same shut up and do your job reasons. Also, he does say some shit that's like, bro, I can say that. You shouldn't. But regardless, he's fine. Randy Fine is fine. I don't dislike him so much, but I don't like it when politicians are fucking all fingers and all tweets. All right, anyway, he's introducing a bill Monday aimed to authorize Trump to take such steps as may be necessary to acquire Greenland and set it on a pathway of becoming part of the United States. Okay? I think it's in the world interest for the United States to exert sovereignty. Okay. I agree with those statements. Congress would still have to choose to make it a state, but this would simply authorize the president to do what he's doing and say Congress stands behind him, and then it would expedite it. And so this is symbolic. What are you doing? Again, I think this is one of the problems with Randy Fine. It's like, dude, go do your job, right? Like, explain this to me. You're proposing what? A bill? You're going to introduce a bill to authorize Trump to take steps, and then those steps would still be Congress would have to make it a state. I don't understand this. Maybe I'm just reading it negatively because I have a slight bias against Randy Fine. Secretary of State Marco Rubio said Wednesday that he would be meeting with officials from Denmark to discuss Greenland. Trump's push for the idea of buying it. Okay. The Republicans point out strategic importance. All right. Yep, exactly. Proximity to Russia. We've never been really, really cool with Russia. Even when we were cool with Russia, we've always had this sort of like, fuck you. So yeah, it's a good place to put a bunch of military bases in case anything ever pops off. Uh-oh. One of my lights died. I think everyone can still see me, so we're good. The poverty rate is high. Denmark hasn't treated them well. I think the best way to acquire Greenland is voluntarily. I agree with Randy Fine here as well. I don't see what this bill is that he's talking about, though. I think it sounds performative. It sounds like he's just doing what I just said is my issue with him and trying to get on TV. Anyway, I already explained why. Oh, there it goes. There it goes. All right, so turn this one off. We'll do the swapperoonie. We'll plug this one in. Okay. Now, haha. Now this one is working. Look at mousy, 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 mousy. All right. Sorry, I was very impressed with myself because that was some last minute thinking. I had 2 dead mice. I don't know, like, because they're not real mice. Yeah, these are mice if you have 2 of them. Anyway, I had 2 dead mice, and it sounds weird. I feel like I should be saying mouses, because they're electronic. I don't know. 2 dead mice. Plugged one in. Got it up to like 1%, plugged the other one in, ran that one out of gas, did the old swapperoonie. I think this one's at like 15% now. I am ADD today. Enjoy it. We love my ADD episodes, don't we, chat? We love my ADD episodes because it's like watching like somebody, it's like going to the zoo. It's like going to the zoo. You don't know what that fucking monkey's gonna do. Could be eating a banana and then fucking boom, shit in hand. Fuck you. Throw it at the wall. My brain just goes fucking everywhere. Have you seen that viral voiceover thing? It's like, I am unstoppable. No, unstable. That's the one. Anyway, forgot what I was doing. Totally forgot what I was talking about. I don't know. My mouse broke and I was mid-sentence, so we're moving on now. Look, I don't know if you noticed, but all of these other ones, right, are New York Times. New York Times, New York Times, New York Times, New York Times. These 2 are Fox News. So like I said, we don't cherry pick. We just type in the word news. But New York Times, they charge you. And I'm not paying New York Times any money. It's a point of personal privilege. So we'll go over these 2 stories. We got 25 minutes. We might swap the headlines. Look, squirrel. Exactly. All right. Really is ADD today. I can tell when I have bad ADD. I really can. Can't stop it. Definitely can identify it. Can't do shit about it. But I can tell you it's happening. All right. Trump announces final 25% tariff on countries doing business with Iran regime. Good. Fuck them. It's so important. We got to go full screen for this one, right? It's so important, right? It's super important that the people who are fucking like anti-interventionists, right? And they're not anti-interventionists. They're showing you who they really are, right? They are complete and utter isolationists. And that is a recipe for the death of America, right? Going from being a world superpower to an isolationist is a recipe for disaster. So these people are very either ignorantly or intentionally cheering on the death of America, right? It's like, just get out of everything because we're cowards is essentially what it is. All right. They're like, don't interfere with Iran. Don't interfere with this. Don't interfere with that. Don't do anything. Don't go and arrest Maduro. Don't do this. Don't do that. No. Just literally come back to America. Only do business in America. That's what they think America first means. They think America first means America only. It doesn't, right? We rely on our relationships with other countries in order to be America. What it means to be America is to be the world leader, right? Giving that up, literally handing that over to someone else means China, Russia, Iran, North Korea. Those are your 4 options. Who would you rather have running the world? Us or one of them? So the anti-interventionist, right? The non-interventionist is not non-interventionist. It's isolationist. So let's be very clear, right? And I want to be extremely clear, right? If we go your way, right? If we don't quote interfere, right? If Trump doesn't say, hey, knock it off, right? Then our enemies eventually, when we do it your way, eventually, after they're done fucking up each other, they'll go, hey guys, truce, because we want to go get America now. That's your way. Your way leads to the death of America. Your way leads to World War III. It doesn't prevent World War III. It leads to World War III. It's just like, you're looking for short-term gratification, but you're going to get a long-term, deadly result. Right? It's like smoking like 50 packs of cigarettes a day. You're like, ooh, nicotine, cancer. That's what your way does. Just want to be very clear for the Owen Schroyers of the world, right? The people who are like, oh, wish Trump cared about America as much as he cares about blah, 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 blah. He does. That's why he's doing the blah, 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 right? Because he understands long-term thinking. Unlike you, you're a fucking idiot. Like Owen Schroyer is an idiot. He's dumb, dummy. Let's go show you how fucking miserable this cunt is, right? Like I said, this is just the news, but kind of ties into what we're talking about, okay? Look. Owen Schroyer. It's ironic watching people celebrate other countries being liberated from their corrupt government when we can't even liberate ourselves from our own. We kind of did, actually. Too big to rig. The 2024 election, is there still corruption in the government? Yeah, you're always going to have that. But did we liberate ourselves from the Biden regime? Yeah, we did. We liberated ourselves from our own corrupt government. All right. There is still corruption, but the general government, I don't believe, is corrupt anymore. The leadership, I mean, right? I don't believe what you believe. I don't have this fucking, like, just worst fucking case scenario mentality, right? Where it's like, oh my God, Kash Patel's gotta be corrupt. Oh my God, Dan Bongino's gotta be corrupt. Trump's gotta be corrupt. Everybody's gotta be corrupt, right? I think there is competence, incompetence, and corruption, right? I think if you were to give a criticism to, let's say, Pam Bondi, I would go incompetent. If you were to go give criticism to Anthony Fauci, I would say corrupt. Do you see the difference? It's like you can be critical without being conspiratorial. So easy. But no, if you have conspiracy brain, then your brain's broken. And Owen Schroyer's brain is broken. But I just think it's funny. Like, literally, like, we got mortgage rates down. We got, like, this is a good thing. Okay, let's just explain, before we break this article down, let's explain why this is an America First position, okay? Owen Schroyer and people like him will never understand how this move from Trump, right, announcing a 25% tariff on countries doing business with Iran, right? Owen Schroyer, Dave Smith, Ian Carroll, all the other retards out there that don't fucking understand anything. They just talk out of their retarded mouths. They don't understand why this is America First. Okay, Iran is the #1 state sponsor of terrorism. This is widely agreed upon. Okay, they literally fund terrorism around the world. It's everywhere. Okay, they fund terrorism in Africa. They, like, literally both hemispheres, north, south, east, west. They fund it. So, Trump putting pressure on countries that are doing business with a terrorist would de-incentivize them, okay? And it would starve them out. If Iran runs out of money, they can't sponsor terrorism. If they can't sponsor terrorism, that's less people who chant death to America with funding. They can chant it all the fuck they want. But if they don't have money to buy guns or bombs or anything else, who cares? Chant it. I don't give a shit. right? Death to America. Okay, so fucking is there an echo in that fucking cave? That's how it's an America First position. It's an America First position because trying to cut off the funding for the people who chant death to America reduces the amount of people there are. It's fucking common sense. So this protects America's interests. Also, it's just good. It's just a good idea. It's like, hey, okay, you want to do business with Iran? Give me more money. Give me more money. Yes, that's how that works. We get more money. America. I hope the Supreme Court rules with Trump. A lot of people are saying that they're not going to. I'm holding out hope just because I want it to come true. But if the Supreme Court rules with Trump and says that what he's doing is constitutional, oh shit, this is game. America is skyrockets to the number one most respected and wealthy nation in the world because Trump is setting a blueprint for future presidents to throw their dick on the table, right? And say, you want your country to be more profitable than my country? Okay, let's have a tariff war. I'll put mine on the table, you put yours on the table. You tariff me, I tariff you, we'll see who wins. We win every time, by the way. If we have a smart president, even a fucking halfway smart president. All right, let's break this story down, and then we got to get out of here. We're only doing 2 stories today because the rest are New York Times. We'll go over the headlines, but we're not going to go in depth. All right, President Donald Trump announced what he described as an immediate and final trade order targeting Iran and its global partners. In a post shared on Truth Social, Trump said any country that continues doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran would be hit with a 25% tariff on all trade with the U.S. President wrote, effective immediately, any country doing business with the Islamic Republic of Iran will pay a tariff of 25% on any and all business being done with the United States of America. The order is final and conclusive. Thank you for your attention to this matter. Love it. The people of Iran, by the way, they are doing a fucking amazing job of toppling the Islamic regime, so we don't have to. So keep that up, everybody. I'm not joking, dude. Guys, I've said this 100 times. Oh my God, I don't know how many times I said it. I have no problem with Muslims, right? The people of Iran have always been the type of Muslims that we want to see in the world, right? They want freedom and prosperity for their own nations. It's like the UAE and there's certain pockets of like Muslims who are like, hey, you know what? Look, let's just ignore the parts of the Quran that say that we need to kill all the Jews. Let's just ignore those, okay? Let's focus on the part of the Quran that says we love God and we're very, and we pray a bunch. We put our rugs down and we just go blah blah blah. And let's not just do all that other dumb shit, right? Like the de-radicalized Muslims. That's the majority of Iran, but they're also under Islamic rule. They're under radical Islamic rule, and they finally got tired of it. So now they're fucking up their whole spot. They're just like burn it down. 544 people have been confirmed dead so far. Dozens of cases under review. This number is probably way higher. They are probably raining bullets into the crowds in there. Trump tariff announcement could affect China, Brazil, Turkey, and Russia. Good. Fuck all you people. Also came as U.S. officials urged citizens to consider leaving Iran. Just don't come here, though. Sorry, we're closed. U.S. citizens should expect continued outages and alternative means of communication. Consider departing. Oh, yeah. Wait, hold on. U.S. urged American citizens. Hold on. Yes, you come here. You get the fuck out. You get the fuck out and come here. I thought it meant Iranian citizens. I think that this is worded poorly. It should say Also, U.S. officials urged U.S. citizens to consider leaving Iran because it just says citizens. It's like that's not a good idea because then you're gonna flood a bunch of other countries with Iranian citizens. And that's not good. Let them topple their own government and rebuild their own shit. That's how you make Iran better and the world. Anyway, U.S. officials also urged U.S. citizens who wrote this to keep a low profile and remain aware of their surroundings. If I was a U.S. citizen in Iran right now, I would be hiding under a fucking rock. I would not be anywhere near this shit. I'd be fucking walking to fucking another country. I don't know. I'd figure it out. I'd get the fuck out of there is what I'm saying. Because I don't even know, like, I mean, you don't know who's down in those fucking crowds. You don't know, like, if they're going to think that you're a good idea. Like, you know? I got an American. Fucking Trump, come help. Something. It just sounds bad. Anyway. But anyway. Yeah, this has been going on for, I think, 11 days, 12 days. Protests are escalating and may turn violent. They are 100% already violent. They are violent. They're getting shot and shit. They're knocking down. Look, these aren't protests. These are fucking riots. These are like some of them. Like I'm sick of mostly peaceful. Let's not do that. Let's make protesting binary. It's either peaceful or it isn't. Right? Protesting is either peaceful or it is not. There is no in between. There's no like they only broke a few windows. No, it's either protesting is either peaceful or it is a riot or it is a mob or it is a crime in mass. It's not a protest when it's a crime. Let's make it binary. Stop the language of mostly. It's like, okay, but how much? Put a percentage on it. Previously reported by Fox News Digital, Iran may also already have over 8 American citizens and residents in its captivity. So this is what I mean. If I was an American citizen in Iran, I'd be like, fucking get the fuck out of here. Because they're going to kill them. That's not, I don't think that's, I don't see a move for them other than just killing them. Trump said Iran wants to negotiate. That's how they're going to negotiate. They're going to be like, if you don't knock it off, we're gonna kill your people. The meeting is being set up while airstrikes or one of many alternatives. Diplomacy is always the first option for the president. What you're hearing publicly from the Iranian regime is quite different from the messages the administration is receiving privately. Yeah. So keep all eyes on that. I think that the people will topple the government. They'll take over, and then Trump will come in and he will help assist in, creating some type of democratic process to install proper leadership. Like even they want to put in like a Shah that was when Iran was, at its peak, which was like in the 70s. They had little girls going to school. It was a very clean place. It looked a lot like, the modernized Islamic nations like Dubai, etc. But even in those places, we're not expecting freedom, right? We're not expecting American freedom. We're expecting Islamic freedom, which is like still pretty bad. I mean, it by our standards, right? But to each his own. This is why I think there should be segregation of societies. I think that Islamic nations should stay in Islamic nations. I think Christian nations should stay in Christian nations. I think that you cannot mix the two, right? I think there should be segregation of religion, right? Like, not saying you can't visit, just saying you shouldn't live here, and we shouldn't live there. It's not, I'm not doing the double speak. I'm saying if you are a Christian, you should not be allowed to live in a Muslim nation. I believe that, right? Like, I don't think that we can say that Muslims should not be allowed to live in America without assimilating to Christian culture, and then say that we should be able to go over there without assimilating to Muslim culture. And you can't assimilate to Muslim culture as a Christian. You just cannot. You cannot assimilate to Muslim culture as a Christian, and vice versa. So, what's the solution? Segregate. You over there, everybody's copacetic, right? May the best religion win. Let's see how you run your country versus how we run our country, right? And we'll call it we'll check back in 30 years. I think the Christians will do a lot better. That's just me. Okay, we got about 5 more minutes, so let's just go over the headlines here. Kelly sues Pentagon over threats of punishment from Hegseth. Mark Kelly, this fucking, shut the fuck up. This is the problem. This is the same problem with Randy Fine. Fucking, the reason we have this issue is because of TikTok. Because congressmen on TikTok wanted to make a video, and they wanted to be very ominous. It was Mark Kelly and like 4 or 5 other Democrats who were like getting their ring light out, and they went, if you're in the military, you can disobey lawful orders. It's like, wink, wink. It was like wink, wink, nudge, nudge. Like, if you don't think Trump's orders are lawful, you should disobey them, even if they are. Right? Even if they are. But that's what that was. And then Trump came out and was like, hey, fuck you. And then Pete Hegseth was like, hey, let's go look into your pension. And he was like, we're going to take away Mark Kelly's pension. And then Mark Kelly's like, I'm going to sue you. And this is just bullshit. I think there should be a law where congresspeople should not be on social media. I'm not even joking. I don't think that it has anything to do with the First Amendment, right? I don't think that congresspeople should be on social media. I think that they should have a fucking, what's it called? A campaign page, or like an official page that is run only for very, like objective updates, like where it's like, it's not them tweeting. It's like, I don't know, like a fucking, I can't think of the word I'm looking for. Like a PR, not a PR page. Can't think of the word I'm looking for, but you guys understand what I'm saying. I don't think that they should be able to do TikToks and they should fucking be tweeting all the time, like Thomas Massie. I think that you should go and do your fucking job. That's what I think you should do. Just go do your fucking job. Go sit in that building and fucking make the country better. Go take care of your district. Fix potholes. Fucking build bridges. Name benches and shit. And shut the fuck up. So fucking annoying seeing fucking influencer congresspeople. It's like, dude, you're a public servant. Servant. You work for me. You're my fucking maid, dude. And you're tweeting? If I hired somebody to be my servant, and they were like tweeting all the time, and even they were tweeting things that I didn't agree with, I'd be like, you're fired. You're fired. The fuck are you doing? Did you just tweet that the military should disobey the commander-in-chief? Are you fucking stupid? You're fired. Pack your shit. clean out your locker, and get the fuck out. So stupid. In order for them to not do that, they would have to make a law, and they'd be like, but I like tweeting. Fed changes course and takes on Trump's political fight. Justice Department's decision to open up a criminal investigation. Yeah, so Jerome Powell is under investigation because he, like, I don't know, it was like spending billions of dollars on a fucking building. You just saw the waste, fraud, and abuse in Somalia, or Somalia, pretty much, in Minnesota, a little Somalia. You just saw the waste, fraud, and abuse coming out of the daycare centers and the healthcare clinics in little Somalia, aka Minnesota. And you don't think that it's possible that it's just because it's so easy to get away with it. So you don't think that it's possible that the reason why Jerome Powell is under investigation is because there is actual fraud in the thing that looks a lot like fraud, which is like, why is this building so expensive? Why is this building so expensive, and why is it taking so long? You remember when, like, there was I can't remember the guy. I think it was Markwayne Mullin. I could be wrong, but one of the Congress people held up a bag of fucking bolts, a Ziploc bag full of bolts, and asked somebody in the Biden administration how much they thought that bag of bolts cost. Something that would cost like $7 at Home Depot. And they were like, I don't know. And it was like, you build this $90,000 for this bag of literal bolts, like the things that you screw into shit. So yes, I think that Jerome Powell should be investigated, and I don't think it's because Trump doesn't like him. I think what happens is Trump doesn't like people who are also doing bad shit. And then the people who do bad shit are like, this is just because he doesn't like me. No. It's because you're doing bad shit. And Trump also doesn't like you. And neither do I, fucker. All right, let's get into, I don't care about this one. Golden Globe winners, who gives a fuck? Minnesota and Illinois sue Trump administration over ICE deployments. Good fucking luck. All right. I'm not even going to go into this because it's so fucking retarded. I'm going to go into it for 30 seconds, okay? Go ahead. Sue the Trump administration over ICE deployments. I want the Democrats to lose the midterms. I want them to lose the midterms. Please lose the midterms. Thank you so much for losing the fucking midterms. Helping, like, look, they're threatening to shut down the government. The Democrats, Senate Democrats, are threatening to shut down the government over ICE and DHS funding. Good. Please do it. Please sue Trump and please keep fighting for illegals. You should do that. I want you to do that. I want the left to focus solely on fighting for people that are not American citizens. I want that because I want to win the midterms. Please do that. Thank you so much for being so fucking stupid that you are not learning from the 2020 election, like, at all. It's like, they're at all. And you know why they're fighting so hard for them? It's because that's the only way they can win elections. That's literally the reason. The reason why they are desperately trying to hang on to their illegals is because that's how they win elections. They're trying to change the census. They're trying to get illegals to vote. It's how they win elections. If we get rid of the illegals, Democrats can't win elections. They would have to actually make a policy in order to do that. And they don't want to do that. No, cutesy time's over. Speaking of, Dan Bongino will be back shortly. February 2nd. Who is this? This might be work. Hello, this is Zach. You're at the house now? I said 8:30, brother. Well, if you just hang out and wait, I'll be there at 8:30, but you got 45 minutes, so if you want to go out, get yourself some breakfast or something, I told them 8:30. You can show up early, you just can't go in. I'm not there to open it. Okay. All right, well, just hang tight and I'll see you there. All right, thank you. Who the fuck shows up 45 minutes early to a job? It's like, what the fuck is going on? I just was like, that's a number that looks like the number. So I use a service for my my helpers, my demo guys, shit like that. I text them the night before and I'm like, send me a guy. So apparently this guy, yes, you know what? Roadrunner says that, hey, at least he showed up. He showed up super early. I'm not complaining that he showed up early. I was just like, I was kind of worried I was going to be like, hey, man, you're going to sit there for 45 minutes. Like, are you going to leave? Like, I hope you're not going to leave. And he's like, no, I don't mind waiting. I was like, okay, then. But yeah, so I use this service and it's basically a temp agency for contractors. They show up and they'll just do whatever you want, you know. So that's not my guy. That's somebody else's guy. And I get to fire them every day if I want. If they don't do a good job, I get to go. At the end of the day, I check a box and they go, would you like to send this worker back? And I'm like, nope. If they do a really good job, I'll write, yep. And then they put them on a list of approved helpers. Yeah. All right, boys and girls. As you can see, I gotta go. Told you things were busy. I gotta go run to my shop and get to the job in the next 41 minutes. So I should have plenty of time. Let's do the quick shout outs. At the end of every show, we shout them out. We shout out the chat. We got Roadrunner 513, TPH14, Georgia Mom 2015, Cincy Rock 27, Crazy Moan McGroin, 7 Legion Studios, and Star Spangled Savage. I have a huge announcement that you are going to want to be here on Wednesday. Wednesday's show, we're going to have a very big guest. I like to keep it a surprise, just in case they cancel. I learned my lesson from that one. But tomorrow I will verify with their assistant, and if they say, yep, we're good to go, I'll make an announcement tomorrow night. But it's a huge guest, so you're probably going to want to be here on Wednesday morning at 7 a.m. Probably the biggest guest I've had. Even I've had Tommy Robinson, and I would say bigger. Yeah, so stay tuned for that. That one's coming. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Wait, tomorrow's Wednesday. Oh, tomorrow. Fucking, I thought it was Monday. Tomorrow, you're going to want to be here. Fuck me. Shit, it's already Tuesday. Who knows? All right. We'll see you tomorrow for a really big day. All right.